Hi everybody, I've got some glaze firing results to share. Both of these pieces were an experiment because I wanted to see if I could get my, 3-year-old bucket full of blue rutile to work. So this is I think this is a piece my husband made. I get to experiment on his things. I double dipped it, and each dip was a 3-second count in my blue rutile, which my hydrometer reading was 1400. And then I dipped the rim in it again, maybe 1.5 inches from the top of the rim. Now, I got blue, but it puddled off, if you know what I mean. It just dropped off the sides and fell down on the shelf. The bottom didn't stick to the shelf because it just dropped straight down and hit the shelf. So, was that third dip was too much? Maybe. Is it an old pot or a dirty pot? No. It was a fairly new pot that had been bisqued and covered. So, there's one test of blue rutile. And then on this one, I did the entire piece. Again, it's another one of my husband's pieces. I did the entire piece in Chino, dipped it one end and then the other end, so there was a little bit of overlap in the middle. And then I dipped one side in blue rutile once for the count of 3. Now that's looking pretty good. It's like Chino is this magic base coat that seems to make everything look beautiful. I did another experiment with one of my husband's pieces. I got this idea from Hobby Potter. She has a different Chino than I do, but I just happen to have Colonial White and Fern Mist. So I did the entire pot in Chino, and then I dipped from the rim down into the bucket about 3/4 of the way into Colonial White, and then maybe 1/4 of the way down into Fern Mist. And this is what happened, and I think it's just beautiful. And then I played around with another one of my husband's pots, and I dipped the whole thing in Colonial White, and then dipped the rim in Fern Mist. Look at that dripping. I mean, I maybe dipped it 3/4 of an inch into Fern Mist, and it just ran right down. So, of course, I did one of my Trinket Keepers in Fern Mist over Colonial White, and it's weird looking, but maybe somebody will like it. Who knows? I don't like it. However, I do like the inside. Somebody might have a green and white kitchen and think it's the most beautiful pot they've ever seen. You never know. Now, I had some real failures. I had both of these batter bowls were dipped in Mediterranean mist. Well, actually, I poured it inside and then dipped it, holding the foot, down maybe 3/4 of the way. And then I put just 1 inch of iron red on. And the first firing, the inside, looked beautiful. It was a little less drippy than that. But the outside had sort of a thick edge at the base that I didn't like. So, brilliant one here. I waxed the bottom of the batter bowls again, just maybe 1/4 of an inch from the bottom up. And then I dipped from the base into my bucket of clear, and I refired them. And I thought maybe that thick edge of Mediterranean mist would just nice and lightly blend into the clear. Well, that didn't happen. These have to be ditched because it dripped all the way down and pulled pieces of the foot off in various places. So dipping it into clear and trying to get the glaze to flow down into the clear, at least this particular clear that I have, did not work. But it is a great color. If I could get it to work, it comes out really pretty. then I was playing around with Wedgwood. I probably should have played around with some smaller pieces before I put my good pieces into it. And this is what I got with Wedgwood on the inside, a little bit of Wedgwood over the edge, and fog. Now that's kind of a bright, cheery kind of a look. Not really something I would like, but somebody might like it. So that piece will be for sale. And then I did the same thing in a couple of, I'm getting up off my knees now. Oh God. A couple of salsa servers. The same kind of thing where the inside is a bright light blue and the outside is the Wedgwood dripping into the fog. Not something I would like, but somebody somewhere probably loves light blue. And then I refired these turtle mugs that I wasn't happy with. They were very plain, and the glaze really ran off the turtles. So I put a little, I think I used like crocodile crawl or something on the turtles, just so that they have a little bit of a green hue, which is hard to see, but they do. And then I put Coyote Blue Chino. It's a very thick, gloppy glaze that's in a little container. I took a paintbrush and I just painted, glopped along the edge, hoping that it would do exactly what it did. It's blended right in. It's got this nice sort of runny look to it, which gives this mug a whole different look in my book. Good enough to sell now. Then I had some good luck with some Trinket Keepers. This Trinket Keeper was dipped in well, I waxed the shells. There's 4 shells on this. I waxed the shells, and then I dipped the entire thing in Chino. Poppy, quiet, and then I dipped the rim in Fern Mist. The inside is just beautiful. Of course, this camera doesn't capture it, but it really is nice. Just a little bit of a green hue on the lid. Lovely green on the inside. So I would say Fern Mist over Chino is a real keeper. And then I did a couple of more Trinket Keepers, just repeat wear. My good old standby. Dipped the entire thing in Chino and then dipped it into Mediterranean Mist maybe to there, because it moved quite a bit. Almost a close call at one spot. But it's really pretty if I'm careful. And if I'm really careful to wipe the lids well, there doesn't seem to be a problem. I kept it Chino on the inside because sometimes Mediterranean Mist gets glossy. I love my dog, but he needs to be quiet. And then this was just for fun. It's a plate I made. And I dipped the entire thing in Colonial White. And then I poured some Chino. And then I poured some Fern Mist. It looks kind of nice. The inside of the plate has texture. It's that same swirly stamp that I use when I make my turtles. I stamped it about 4 times, I think, just to give it some interest. Not a bad plate. No S-crack. It's the same swirly stamp that I use in my turtles. And then this one is one of my husband's. I dipped the entire piece in my new color called Peacock, and then I poured some Fern Mist in 3 places from the inside out. Very difficult to see in this light, but between the Peacock and the Fern Mist, it's spectacular. And I'm going to continue to work with this. Maybe these 2 colors and a little Chino. I'm trying to get a spot, but anyway. It really does go from this deep turquoise, green, blue peacock color to this beautiful, deep Fern Mist. Hard to see, but it's got potential. My poor husband, all his pieces are my experiments. So, So, blue rutile over Chino seems to be okay. I did a little bit with Wedgwood. I saved my turtle mugs. I've got 3 more repeat wear Trinket Keepers that came out just fine. And some successful experiments with Chino, Colonial White, and Fern Mist. I'm happy with that combination. That's going to be a new keeper. This is for Tammy. See, it really does turn blue. Get a hydrometer. 1400 is what I have this batch at. Looks like 3 is too much. Maybe 2 is the magic number. I'll try that next time. Thanks for watching.